My name is Ben Brinton, and today I'm going to be doing my final video of 2016, and it's quite a fitting video. It's the top 10 anticipating albums of 2017. Now, overall, when it comes to music in 2016, it's been an odd year because there's been some fantastic releases, there've been some disappointing releases, and there've been some just awful releases. Looking at that new Simple Plan album, and that was awful. But anyways, today I'll be talking about like best albums later on, and like a top 10 best, top 5 best favorite albums of this year, like which will be probably like a couple of days time. But right now we're gonna be talking about anticipated albums. Now, there are a lot of things I'm looking forward to in 2017 because they just seem quite promising, especially with like some of the films coming out next year, like the new Star Wars Episode 8 and Trainspotting 2. There's like the films I'm mainly looking forward to next year. But we're not here to talk about films today. We're here to talk about like music, the thing that my channel is solely based on. And before I start, I might as well talk about the channel overall. Started like the whole channel back like last year on my birthday, but I didn't start like uploading. I believe around I think I started uploading around like April or May, one of those 2 months, and yeah, I was mainly doing it because like I watched a lot of like people from the VC community, like particularly the Vinyl Potato with like his Green Day videos, and I just decided, I thought it'd be pretty cool if I did some of my own videos, and yeah, doing my own videos today, and the final video, which is on the 31st of December, the end of the year, and the new year coming just tomorrow. So yeah, let's get on with the video then. Sorry about the ending of the last video. That I did that by mistake. I was meant to like hold it for a bit because I need to put something away. I believe it's the Trainspotting vinyl, but I ended up screwing up. I like ended up like ending the whole video, and I didn't like restart it because I thought the video itself was alright apart from the ending. So, but don't worry, today I'm doing the anticipated albums. And let's just get on with it. Now I looked at a list of albums that are coming out, and of course like albums that have been announced throughout like this year. Might as well get the big one. Might as well get the big one out of the way first. The new Gorillaz album next year, easily topping most anticipated albums next year. I have high expectations. Their last album, Plastic Beach, was probably one of the best albums of the 2010s so far. Oh, I need to breathe. And I liked The Fall. I thought that was quite underrated. Which I believe was the third B-sides album, and I thought The Fall was just underrated in my eyes. And they also had Do Your Thing, which was released a couple of years back, with the guy from LCD Sound System, I believe was the singer, and also as well Andre 3000 from Outkast, and insanely catchy song. And I'm not talking about the 5-minute radio version, I'm talking about the whole entire 13-minute edition. That was insane, especially the end, especially the like rest of the song, like after the 5-minute mark. It just goes on into like something truly chaotic with like Andre 3000's like more like raging vocals and all that, and the raging instrumentation, I could say, as well. And yeah, I have high expectations for the new album. The art so far that they've showed off is pretty cool, and yeah, here's hoping that new album will be good. I don't really know too much about like all the collaborators and all that. However, I do think that De La Soul's coming back. I believe so. I'm not too sure really, but I think they might be, and I believe Snoop Dogg might be as well. But yeah, huge anticipation for it. And let's go on with the other albums then. These are a couple of albums that I've heard about over the year, and ones that may interest me that are coming out next year. First one I might as well talk about is an album that I've been waiting for quite a while. The new Killers album. It was gonna be released this year, but it's now gonna be released next year, and yeah, what can I say? I'm quite excited. I've always liked the Killers. I love the first two albums, Hot Fuzz and Sam's Town. Sam's Town I actually have on vinyl, and Hot Fuzz I really do need to get on vinyl because that's my favorite album from them. And favorite song on that album on Hot Fuzz is my favorite song from the Killers, that being "Smile Like You Mean It." And yeah, I have, and the other albums were pretty good, like Day and Night. I thought was a pretty good album, and the last album too was pretty good, even though it was probably the weakest. It was still pretty good, and yeah, I have quite a big, I have quite anticipated for the new album. If I'm being honest, I mean, they released a Christmas song. I think it was Dart Sledding, and I thought that was quite catchy. So yeah, who knows? They might actually produce a great album next year. Um, Next album I want to talk about is a something I heard about, which is a new Liam Gallagher album next year. Bit of an odd place of Liam Gallagher right now, because he's been doing like BDI recently, with like it, which was like the him and the Oasis members, apart from Noel Gallagher from like the 2009 era. So basically, Dig Out Your Soul era, just not without Noel Gallagher. And unlike Noel Gallagher, where like Noel Gallagher really did impress me with his solo albums, especially Chasing Yesterday, which I thought was probably one of the best albums of last year. BDI has always been kind of a mediocre band. I mean, I don't mind the first album. I didn't like B, if I'm being honest. I think most of it's kind of generic, if I'm being totally honest. And I don't think Liam Gallagher has been able to show off his creativity that much in the band. However, with the promise of a solo album next year, his creativity could actually show. Because I know for a fact he's a good I know for a fact he's good like singer and songwriter. I mean, the performance at the 2012 Olympics, like the closing ceremony, he did like Wonderwall with BDI, and I thought he sounded pretty good on that. And there have been some pretty good BDI songs like "So Love" and "The Roller." The Roller especially is quite catchy, and yeah, it's promising, honestly. I am quite excited to see what Liam Gallagher does. Probably not going to be as good as Noel Gallagher's solo stuff, but I just have to wait and see, I guess. All right then. Next album I want to mention is Ed O'Brien from Radiohead. He's going to be making a album next year, and believe he's the bass. He's one of the guitarists, I believe. I'm not sure if he's the bassist or not, but I think he's probably the. I think that's Johnny Greenwood, the bassist. It was yeah. I think either way, his work on Radiohead, obviously like amazing. If I'm being totally honest, and yeah. Sounds promising, new album. I don't know if he's done projects before. He probably has. In fact, I believe he's done a couple for soundtracks, like movie soundtracks before. I believe so. Or I might be getting confused with Johnny Greenwood, but yeah. I mean, we got a solo Tom York album a few years back. Tom York's Modern Boxes. But that was okay for me, if in my opinion. And you know, O'Brien might actually make a pretty good album next year. And now I'm gonna go on for like a couple of like random choices like that kind of interest me. Like I'm curious to know what they may do. And yeah, I know he's the Offspring are making a new album next year. Have quite a complicated relationship with the Offspring. I mean, like the first three albums, the self-titled, Ignition, and Smash, I think are really good albums. And the two that came afterwards, One American and I forgot what the other one was called. I thought those ones were mediocre, and they ended up making bad albums after that. But they came back in 2012 with Days Gone By, and I thought that was a really good album. It was definitely a return to their former sound, and I thought it was a really good album. So I'm interested to see what the Offspring will do with the new album. Will they make a good album, or will they make a really bad album? So it may be like Ignition, which is my favorite album from them, or it may be Conspiracy of One, my least favorite. But yeah, interesting. See what they do. And next one is Linkin Park. There are some albums which I don't mind from them, but there are some albums I really do not like from them. I mean, the albums I like are Reanimation, Minutes to Midnight, Thousand Suns, and their last album was pretty good, but there are some really cringeworthy albums from them, especially that earlier stuff like Hybrid Theory. My God, was that not very good? But hey, I used to be a huge fan of him when I was younger, so yeah, I do kind of have a soft spot for some of the albums, like A Thousand Suns, and I do admit that despite the flaws of uh, Meteora, there are a couple of good songs on it, like the opening track, some of the instrumental songs, particularly Joe Hahn. I always thought was like the strongest member of the band, especially on songs like Cure for the Itch. I thought it was pretty good. And like I said, the last album was pretty good, so they might actually build upon it, the quality. So here's the thing with Linkin Park: I feel like they have the talent, they just waste it on some of their albums. And yeah, have to see where it goes. And I'm trying to think of other things now that are coming up next year. I think the new Beck album's coming out next year. I mean, we haven't. I mean, there was like a new album tease, but I think it was supposed to come out in October, but I think it's been delayed. And, yeah, like I believe it's got. I know for a fact it's gonna have WoW on it, but I'm not too sure if it's gonna have Dreams on it. But anyway, both songs are really good. I mean, I know that WoW got a lot of hate, but I personally liked it in my eyes, and I thought Dreams was really catchy. So who knows? The new Beck album would be pretty good. I mean, like there are some really good albums in the discography. Some not as good, like Mellow Gold. I mean, that was kind of a grower for me, and kind of the same for Morning Phase. Though Morning Phase is a really good album now, it was kind of a grower for me at first. But yeah, that's like the things I can. That's like the albums I can think of right now. Um, like I said, I'm excited for for the albums I've mentioned. They may actually be promising. But yeah, my name is Ben Printing. This is the final video of this year, and I shall see you later. I'll see you next year. Happy New Year. Bye bye. Meep.